Good day, everyone. Welcome to Seeking the Truth channel. I am Simon Oladapo. In the last few editions, we discussed the things that we must pay attention to in seeking the truth. We said we must go beyond evidence and concentrate on facts. We also said in seeking the truth, we must avoid assumptions and presumptions. And we rounded off by saying, in seeking the truth, we must avoid sentiments and emotions. Today, I want to lay a foundation for what I'll be discussing from next week. Some have reached out to me, and the question revolves around, what is God's role in the emergence of leaders in societies? I tried to avoid it, but quite a few of them said genuinely they want to know my view because this channel is dedicated to the pursuit of truth. So I have to cave in. I'll start speaking basically on it from next week. But let me lay a foundation. I reached out to medical personnel and I asked them a question. What are the things that certifies a person to be dead? And they told me two things. Then one of them added, he said, two things but one. And I asked, what does two things but one mean? And he told me, number one, he said pulmonary. Pulmonary, he said one can be certified to be dead when the heart stops beating and the lungs ceases to draw air. He said that is pulmonary certification that someone is dead. He said the second one is when one is considered to be brain dead. He said when the brain can no longer perform any function, the person is certified to be legally dead. I went further and asked him. I said, you've told me the two reasons, but you said two reasons but once. He went ahead and told me. He said, in reality, one is considered to be dead only when the brain stops functioning. He said because in some cases, somebody may be sustained with life support. The heart will still be breathing. The lungs will still be drawing air based on the machine on which they are placed. But the moment the brain is dead, they are gone, even though the heart may still be breathing based on the machine. He says, so in reality, people die when the brain stops functioning. And let me explain where to seek that clarification from medical personnel, because it's going to be relevant as we continue with this topic from next week. I got this conclusion from my discussion with personnel that from birth to death, the only thing that man needs to function is his brain. Because even drawing oxygen is a function of the use of the brain. Breathing is a function of the use of the brain. Drawing air in and exhaling is a function of the brain. He went ahead and told me that once the brain shuts down, it is only by machine that one can breathe, and that person is clinically dead. So I come up with this conclusion. The most important gift that God has given man is his brain. And let me lay this foundation like I said. When we talk of God, the role of God, in the emergence of leaders in society. Yes, I believe God plays a very vital role, a very important role. And that role that He has played is by giving man brain. By God giving man brain, God has played His own part in the emergence of leaders in society. The choice of who now becomes leader is entirely man's. I also glean this. When people do not put their brains to maximal functional use, they cannot live maximum functional lives because everything is tied to the brain. The lifting of my hands is the brain that performs it. The blinking of my eyes is the brain's. The pain I feel when the clipper touches my hair is the brain. The pain I feel when I step on a sharp object is the brain. So I come to this conclusion. The most important gift that God has given man is the brain. The only thing that sustains life is the brain. Because even drawing and exhaling oxygen is the brain. In fact, one of the personnel told me that when a child is born, if enough oxygen does not get to the brain, that the baby may be deformed for life. The medical personnel told me that if the brain does not get enough blood at the appropriate time, it may affect the baby for life. After discussing with so many medical personnel, I came to the conclusion that the fountain of everything in human life is the brain. So God has played His own part in the emergence of leaders in society. He has given man brain. The question now is, how does man use his brain? Because those who circumvent process to become leaders, they also use brain. Those who watch as the unworthy impose themselves on them, they fail to use their brain. It all boils down to the brain. I'll pick it from there next week and we'll elaborate on it. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. A great day lies ahead of you and a great weekend ahead. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Take care of yourself and your family. Bye.